Has one of your Pokemon Nuzlockes been ended by Cynthia? Arguably the hardest trainer in any main series game, she has ended Nuzlockes of mine in the past. And chances are, she's probably ended one of yours too. And that's why I wanted to share this footage from my recent randomised Pokemon Platinum playthrough, where I mercilessly sweep her team with a dancing crayfish. I'm Redvog, and I want to hear your worst Cynthia experiences and what you think of this strategy in the comments. Otherwise, let's just do this. For those of you who simply want to know my strategy, I'm not going to make you watch the whole video just to find out. So here it is in a nutshell. But if you, dear viewer, like so many others before you, have had your hopes and dreams crushed underneath the sole of a jet black stiletto, then sit back, enjoy the show, and may the rest of this video finally bring you peace. Now this strat relies on taking advantage of the moveset of Cynthia's lead, Spiritomb, which consists entirely of special moves. This makes her perfect setup bait for any male Pokemon that can learn Captivate, which is a TM available from this lady on Route 204. Great Pokemon for this are Steel types such as Bastiodon, Empoleon or Probopass, which have a resistance to all four of Spiritomb's moves. Alternatively, you could use a Dark Poison Dual type such as Skuntank or preferably Drapion due to his added bulk. Just remember that they must be male for Captivate to work on Cynthia's Spiritomb, which is hard-coded to always be female. Me, I'm using Drapion, because although RNGesus was kind to me during my randomizer playthrough and gave me an Empoleon, well, this happened in Victory Road. Yeah, I'm probably not the best Nuzlocker in the world. As I was saying, the setup here requires 3 uses of Captivate to lower Spiritomb's special attack to -6. Now this strategy isn't 100% foolproof, but I've never been one to always play around the critical hit. Either due to time limitations due to having to divert attention to my delightful cat, Sergeant Tibbs, or less delightfully to my job so that I can afford to buy cat food, I tend to take the 80% is good enough approach. As you all can probably tell by the quality of my video editing. Hey, if enough of you subscribe, maybe I can hire an editor to do this for me. Go on, click that subscribe button. Do it for the kitty. Just look at those eyes, and those magnificent whiskers and her floofy white belly, and when Spiritomb's special attack is lower than the draw distance in Scarlet and Violet. Next up is phase 2 of the setup. The real problem with Cynthia's team is of course our ace Garchomp, which has a speed stat of 150, meaning it will almost always go first and hit you with a move based off its massive 184 attack. So to successfully sweep, you need to have a Pokemon that 1. Outspeeds Garchomp, and 2. Can OHKO the whole of Cynthia's team. Excluding legendaries, which I personally choose to ban from my runs, there aren't a great deal of Pokemon out there that can do this naturally without setting up first. So this is where my secret weapon comes in. Lopunny. Yes, this hot piece of leporine ass is vital to beating Cynthia, but only because it is one of the few agility and baton pass users available in Platinum. And thus, with 1 agility on the board, Lopunny can hand over to the pièce de résistance, the jewel in the crown of Nuzlocke. The Pokemon tour de force that is Crawdaunt, with its measly 468 base stat total. But this is overlooking just one little thing. This Crawdaunt has the ability Shell Armor, making him immune to critical hits. And at this point, Cynthia is already doomed. She just doesn't know it yet. Crawdaunt is taking about 25 damage max from Spiritomb's attacks, and so is free to set up 3 sword stances. Then he can get his broom out and begin sweeping the rest of her team. With max attack, Crunch and Waterfall are enough to OHKO all of Cynthia's remaining Pokemon, which Crawdaunt now outspeeds thanks to that agility pass from Lopunny. I've also equipped him with a Shell Bell so that he recovers some health after each attack. This is because Cynthia's Lucario has extreme speed, so if Crawdaunt were to face him at low health, he would be at risk of being KO'd by the priority move. Now I should add that in most Platinum Nuzlockes, it's rare to get a Battle Armor or Shell Armor encounter, so to replicate this strat, you're most likely going to have to risk some crits with your setup. The only valid pre-Elite 4 encounter which can get either ability is Skorupi, which is one of the 10% daily changing encounters in the Great Marsh. But if you do happen to get that lucky encounter, or are playing a randomizer like I was, be sure to remember this video and don't sleep on this cute little arachnid. And if this, definitely not the best Nuzlocker in the world, can figure out a way to sweep Cynthia, then perhaps you might be inspired to try something similar the next time you dust off that very real Nintendo DS and boot up your copy of Platinum. Until next time, this has been Redvog, saying TTFN.